Morning. Friday, August 9th, 2024. I'm Melissa. My video diary. Drinking from skulls. Oh. Mr. Furry Britches outside the door is mad because the door is closed. And he can't push it open. So he flopped down. I heard him. He flopped down. He's laying at the door, the bottom of the door. Why didn't you go outside with Daddy? Now he's being all quiet. Oh. So I'm a little bit nervous about going into the gallery today and packing up boxes. I ended up yesterday going and getting a massage, and it helps. It's interesting, like the way my arm, when I was laying face down, I was able to comfortably lay with my arm next to my body. But if I lay on my back, I can't. And it's just strange, right? It's just strange, and I don't know. I don't know if I should be driving, right? I mean, if my right arm locks up, it's not like I'm driving a stick shift, so I can manage the steering wheel with just my left hand if I need to, right? I'm probably okay, but it does make me a little nervous or uncomfortable, right? And I'm just trying to not dwell on the genesis of my injuries, because these aren't, it's not the only, I try not to think about the big fat nurse that stuck her knee in my back while that doctor stuck that needle in my ass. It was totally unnecessary because I wasn't fighting them. She did not need to do that, right? I was not resisting. So, you know, I was not resisting. It wasn't necessary for her to do that. Right? Yeah. And then, um, why didn't you go outside with Daddy? Why are you in here while he's out there? Omar's outside, but he's in here, sliding around in front of the door. And he knows. He knows when, like, he hasn't been jumping on me the past couple days. And wherever I'm at, he's sitting right by me. He's like, I don't know what he thinks he's going to do, but he thinks he's protecting me, keeping me safe. I'm like, okay, Brody, whatever. whatever. You don't have thumbs. Yeah. After I got my massage, um, my new space is, or what's supposed to be my new space, is right by there, and I saw it, and it's looking real nice, and they got it all fixed up, or they got the walls all fixed up, and I'd really like to just sign the lease so I know. This is really hard. The whole thing's really hard. And I've been really procrastinating, and I'm not procrastinating. It's just, be nice to you, Larissa. Be nice to you, please. Please be nice to you, Larissa. It's okay to not be okay. Sometimes, right? So, like, past few days have just been an exercise in personal acceptance. And that is sometimes often the hardest thing. Like, it's easy to accept other people for me, right? I've come to expect, and I accept, everybody has shortcomings, right? It's harder to accept that in myself. And so it's, the past few days, just acceptance, because I haven't really done much of anything. I've done laundry, right? I cleaned the house. And I have survived some pretty significant physical discomfort the past few days. That's just, it's hard. It's really hard. When you're used to being a super productive person, and that, that's like, it's my self-worth, my ability to produce, right? And it's like, well, if I can't do those things, then what am I? What is my justification for existence? Like, and being able to accept, you're allowed to exist. You're allowed. I mean, it's not my fault I exist, I guess. Right? It's not my fault. It's not my fault I exist. So, you know, I'm allowed to exist. No matter how hard others seem to want to quantify or qualify my existence or minimalize my existence, I'm allowed to exist. You know, I have to allow me to exist. Even if nobody else does, I have to allow me and accept that I exist. You know. Right now, I have a low amount of physical pain. I'm talking about this very moment, just like taking inventory of what is reality right now. Excuse me. What is my reality right now? Right now, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd say my physical pain's about a 4 or 5, which is low for me. Usually I'm around an 8 or a 9. And past few days I've been at a 10. So to be from a 10 to a 4 or 5 is a big shift. So that's my reality in this moment right now. I can feel my arms and legs. and I don't have any involuntary movement at the moment. That's a good reality. Uh, I'm sitting in my bed, and the room is fairly clean, and I'm safe. I'm safe, right? So there's that. I don't want to have to talk to anybody today. What I need is an assistant. I need somebody to come help me. That's what I need. And Omar will be there for part of the time tomorrow, right? And Sunday, but he can't stay the whole time. So there's a lot of time I'm there by myself. Most of my life is by myself. I mean, he's downstairs, but I'm by myself right now. Um, I'm always by myself. I live alone. Yeah. Mm. Um, my hair's all greasy. It needs washed. Yesterday was not a hair washing day, but I did put conditioner in it because it was feeling kind of dry, right? Oh, now it feels greasy. So I'll have to wash it today, I guess. Oh, maybe I'll just wet it, scrub it with my fingers. Singing a little bit yesterday. I guess that's something, right? It's doing something. Doing something that isn't, self-harm. I made I made a really, really delicious pot of soup last night. Pot of mushroom soup. Oh, it was really good. It was. There's some left over. We'll have that for dinner tonight. Yeah. Coat of Many Colors. That song. I love that song. I do. I sang that yesterday. I used to perform that every now and then too. When there was a backing band who knew the music. Back through the years, I go wandering once again. Back to the seasons of my youth. I recall a box of rags someone gave us, and how my mama put the rags to use. There were rags of many colors, and every piece was small. I didn't have a coat, and it was way down in the fall. Mama sewed the rags together, sewed every piece with love. She made my coat of many colors that I was so proud of. As she sewed, she told a story from the Bible she had read about a coat of many colors Joseph wore, and then she said, "Perhaps this coat will bring you good luck and happiness." And I just couldn't wait to wear it, and Mama blessed it with a kiss. My mom used to make clothes for me. That year, I went to that private academy. Those kids' families had so much money. So much money. So much money that my family did not have. Right. So there was a school dance. And it was a big deal. And everybody was talking about where they were going to get their dresses, you know, private appointments for dress fittings and all this stuff, right? Where they were getting their shoes, salons they were going to get their hair done, right? Like this was sixth grade, so for me, this was ridiculous. I was like, you know, my mom, oh, you know, I just kept quiet and listened to what all the girls said. Finally, somebody asked me, oh, what the hell was her name? Oh, she was 2 years ahead of me. She was in eighth grade. She had giant hair. Her father went to prison. And it was kind of like, I was kind of satisfied because it really took her down a notch. Her father was a real high power lawyer in Philly, and he went to prison. He went to prison for embezzlement, and she was real snotty. I can't remember what the hell was her name. I can see her face. I can see her face. Anyway, sitting at the lunch table, and she looked at me. She goes, "Larissa, and where are you getting your dress?" I looked and I said, "My mom's making it." She "Oh," she said to me. And all the girls were at the table, like, "Your mom's making it." And what was her name? Samantha Berman. She's like, "You're going to have a homemade dress." And everybody kind of just laughed. And I felt like garbage. I really, really did. Um, and like, there's another girl I was friends with, Blakely Rubin. Her dad was he was a doctor. He was a surgeon. I want to say he was a heart surgeon. He was a surgeon. Um, it was like the next weekend. I stayed over at her house, and we had a sleepover. And they had like 30 acres. The house was like on 30 acres or something like that. And her mom, Blakely looked like her dad. Blakely was she didn't look anything like her mother. And her mom, oh, anyway, her mom took us to the mall to oh, her mom took us shopping. I didn't have any money, of course. I had some. I had like $50. Uh, oh, I'll just say it was an eye opener for me at that age. Like, I had never seen anybody in person spend that much money on clothes, right? And one, I just remember being like, whoa. I can think about it now. It's like, okay, whatever. Like, but then, I was like, whoa. Her mom was just like, my mom never spent money on clothes like that, right? Like, we'd go school shopping or whatever, and she'd get stuff for herself when she needed it or whatever. But like, this was just because Blakely's mom felt like going shopping, right? Um, so that was like, I was like, whoa. Then when the day of the dance came, this was the best. This was the best. My dress was super cute. It was like it had it was crisscrossed in the front. It had like little cap sleeves and it crisscrossed in the back, and you could see some of my back a little bit. And there were four buttons. There were two buttons on either side. Um, and it zipped up over the hip, and the skirt came like just below my knee, and it was slightly flared. It was really cute, and it was this flowered flower print, and it was a designer fabric. It wasn't like a cheap calico. It was the fabric cost like $30 a yard, and I mean, you know, just needed a couple yards of it because I was a tiny thing, but um, it was expensive fabric, right? And I looked real cute. I had these little three-quarter kind of heels, kitten heels, and um, sixth grade, my hair, I was real blonde. I had a real gold blonde in sixth grade, and my hair was like all wavy. My hair was all wavy. I looked real cute. I looked real cute, and the dress was real pretty. And I got to the dance. Samantha Berman was wearing a dress that her mom had bought at like Bloomingdale's or something, and it was the same damn fabric. It was the same fabric. And everybody was like, "Your mom made that dress?" I'm like, "Yeah, my mom made that dress." It's like, "Oh my gosh." Samantha's like, "I would have never known. It doesn't look homemade." I'm like, "What were you expecting?" I mean, were you were you expecting hot glue and safety pins? Like, I don't know what they were expecting. But then they're like, "Oh my gosh, Larissa's mom can make clothes." Oh, and that girl, what was her name? Wow, I wish I could remember her name. She was ugly. Her face. She had what she was a butterface. She was a butterface. Like, she had this really beautiful hair, and she had a real nice shape and everything, but she had these awful teeth. Oh, this long horse face, and she had a hooked nose. What was her name? And the texture of her face was kind of lumpy. Like, she probably, her face probably looked like her father. Oh, I wish I could remember her name. She was like, she saw that dress. Oh, I think of that. And whenever I sing Coat of Many Colors, that's the story I think about. That school dance. I think back and like look at those little sixth grade girls wearing those crazy expensive dresses. You know. Anyway, I remember Mrs. Rubin asking my mother, because Blakely and I used to go back and forth to each other's houses. We did sleepovers and stuff. And Mrs. Rubin came to pick up Blakely from our house the one time. And it was near the end, it was getting near the end of the school year. And she said to my mother, this is when we were living in Pottstown. She said to my mom, she says, oh, where is Larissa summering? She says, wherever Larissa is summering, we're going to send Blakely the same place. And my mom was like, what? I was like, what? Because every summer they'd send Blakely away to stay away camp somewhere, right? My mom's like, well, she might go to Pittsburgh for a couple weeks to visit her grandma. She says, Blakely's welcome to go with her. And Mrs. Rubin was like, oh. She says, other than that, we could get a membership. We have a membership to the pool up the street. Well, it was funny. Blakely did not go to Pittsburgh with me to visit my grandma. Look at Mrs. Rubin's face. Oh. She was like, you don't summer? No. We don't summer. Where are you summering? Where's Larissa going to summer? The thought of it now is even funny. Oh, I got a tickle way down in my ear. There was this camp, it was in Canada actually, that a bunch of people I knew went to. I wanted to go so bad. My mom was like, absolutely not. Yeah. Yep. We went water skiing on Lake Erie. We did. I'm glad about. That was the summer. That was the summer that I tried water skiing. Gave everybody. They clapped for me when we got the boat back into the dock and walked across the beach. They clapped for me. On the beach, I gave Michelle dragged my ass across the lake. My aunt was screaming, "Let go! Just let go!" I couldn't stand up. I stood up for like 3 seconds. I dragged my ass and the water all came up my nose and my bikini top went flying and my cousin went and fished out my bikini top and found my bikini top floating on Lake Erie. I have never had such a horrible wedgie in my life. Horrible, horrible wedgie. I was like, stop the boat. My Aunt Peg was like, just let go. Yeah. Ew, Lake Erie. Yuck.